All right, y'all. Now, I'm not saying what you're about to see is a bad idea per se. I won't go that far because it's a ridiculously stupid idea for any state to intentionally keep dumbing down America. Now, maybe it's just me, but I don't think it makes any sense whatsoever to hire a teacher who can't teach a lick because they don't know darn diddly about even basic reading, writing, and math. But I'll be quiet so you can see what I'm talking about, and then we'll break it down as the video goes on. Let's get it popping.
The state of New Jersey is facing a teacher shortage, but a brand new law designed to tackle that deficit is now raising some eyebrows. It's called Act 1669, and it went into effect at the beginning of the year. Here's what it says. In part, quote, the State Board of Education shall not require a candidate seeking a certificate of eligibility to complete a Commissioner of Education approved test. Here's where it gets interesting, of basic reading, writing, and mathematics skills. Let's translate. Individuals will no longer be required to pass a basic reading, writing, and arithmetic test in order to become a teacher in New Jersey. But while proponents of the law argue that all it does is eliminate redundant requirements, critics say it represents a significant lowering of standards. Now, this news also coincides with the dramatic decrease in the academic performance of students nationwide. A new international study conducted by the National Center for Education Statistics found that between 2019 and 2023, math test scores for fourth graders dropped by 18 points. And even worse, scores for eighth graders declined by a whopping 27 points. Ouch.
Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. Students in there just sucking up the joint and bombing test scores worse than ever. So yeah, let's get someone in there who's even more inferior with a bogus brainstem connection. We not only want to compensate that person, but we think it'd be awesome to have them coach up the kiddos on basic life skills. I mean, seriously, on what planet does the blind leading the blind, or in this case, the dumb leading the dumb, where would that ever net positive results and be considered a logical decision? Because it darn sure ain't here on Earth, despite how some people make it seem. And I don't mean to be rude, but sometimes I really do wish that these lefties would go and get their own little galaxy to destroy. Because when you look around, if you just pay attention for a millisecond, everything that they control in these blue states, it becomes less effective, generates less value, and it usually winds up doing nothing but creating a bunch of entitled brats that are dependent on those of us that possess common sense. It's a bunch of woke NPC zombies walking around that deem everything is racist. And our country is over $36 trillion in debt. And what do these Democrats do? They think that the recipe for success and the problem-solving solution is having less knowledge. Amazing.
Teachers should be masters of whatever they're teaching. And by New Jersey saying, nah, you don't have to worry about it. What is that doing to the kids?
Well, it's not just New Jersey. Let me point out that this is happening in many primarily blue states where teachers' unions are very, very powerful. Arizona is another example. So you see across the country lowered standards for teachers. And this is at a critical time because our kids lost a lot during COVID when they were sent home. And now when we look at their comparative performance compared with other countries, the so-called OECD or developed nations, the U.S. now ranks 26th in science. So U.S. kids are now performing below 26 other countries. And that's what I say to all parents. Can we afford to let our children fall behind? It's right. Not just what you know compared with the kid in the next seat. Your child's going to be competing for college and then for jobs with kids from everywhere. And who wants to have your kids disadvantaged? Yeah, so it's time to get political and take control of the state legislature and the governor and the people who are kowtowing to the unions.
Just straight up goofy, y'all. Like these radical liberal government folks, if I didn't know any better, I'd say they're determined to sculpt future generations into idiots. I mean, seriously, what else can I think? They're progressives, all right, gradually sinking society into a pit, one DEI move at a time. And I did some digging on the old interwebs, and come to find out, New Jersey has the highest property taxes in the entire country, followed by Illinois and Connecticut. Thank God I moved from Illinois and down to Arkansas because they got it together down here, and people need to follow suit and get with the program. But you know what funds a lot of these teachers' salaries and public education systems? Yep, our hard-earned tax dollars. So basically, if you don't find a way to have little Billy or Susie homeschooled, then you're footing the bill for some incompetent teacher to babysit your kids at school just how they do at these college universities. And you already know what comes along with that. Just because a person's illiterate and can't multiply, that doesn't mean they can't divide and conquer by indoctrinating your kids with a bunch of woke ideologies, whether that be critical race theory or lies about gender and sexuality. It's a bunch of crap, and children deserve way better than all this hot garbage that's being pushed today. And I know everybody that watches my videos isn't a Christian. You don't have faith in Jesus Christ. You don't base every decision on the foundation of what God established in the beginning as moral truths, what's right and wrong and all of that. But that's how I base all my decisions. I live my life for Jesus Christ, to serve the Lord. That's just how I operate. And I encourage you to do the same, but maybe you haven't found that way yet. Maybe you're still lost and stranded. I pray for you. But the Bible tells us, God's word says that children are a heritage from the Lord. They're gifts from the Almighty and a reminder of his love for all of humanity. And Proverbs 22 says that we need to train up a child in the way he should go. I can promise you that the lake of fire, aka hell, that's not the way to go, like these secular curriculums have been nudging kids towards for decades. No. Jesus Christ is the way to go, because he's the way, the truth, and the life, the only way to heaven. And in Matthew 18:6, the Lord reminds us what's going to happen to anyone who opposes or twists kids away from him. Whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, it would be better for him if a millstone were hung around his neck and he were drowned in the depth of the sea. That would be a better alternative than what these people have coming to them if they keep leading kids away from Jesus Christ. So moral of the story is, if these higher ups in whatever state you live in, they keep insisting on lowering the standards and glorifying ignorance, do everything in your power to find a way to have your child homeschooled. I know it's not always easy. I know it's not always feasible, but the risk and the sacrifice is far worth the reward. And pray for the protection of these innocent little kids' minds and their souls not to be swayed by any more of this unrighteousness. I'd love to hear what y'all think about all this. So drop a comment down below and let's keep the conversation rolling. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already, ring that notification bell so you get notified anytime I post a new video. If you like what I'm doing over here and you want to show a little extra love and support, make sure you go check out our website down below in the description section. That way you can get all the awesome shirts and hoodies you see me wearing in every single video, as well as some pretty sweet tumblers and cups. They're all made by my smoking hot wife with tons of different designs to choose from. I like my clothes baggy in the winter, so you got a little extra room to move and groove. That's just what feels gooder than chicken to me. But we got all different sizes, ranging from itty bitty extra small to big and hefty 5X, a bunch of colors. I guarantee we got something that you'll like, or at least a great gift for someone that you love. Outside of that, you can always show support by buying me a coffee, joining the Patreon community. You can become a member of the Gibson family here on YouTube by tapping that join button. All those links are always down below in the description section. By no means do you have to do any of that. Just showing up and watching my freckle face on your screens for a few minutes, I am greatly appreciative. I love y'all, and I cannot thank you enough for rocking with me throughout the years. I think I posted my first video on this channel 7-8 years ago, and you have literally changed my life, my family's life for the better. I just can't put into context how grateful I am for y'all. And I know we get into some tangents and some long rants sometimes, and I get fired up. That's how I like it, and that's how y'all seem to like it as well. But just thank you from the bottom of my heart. But until next time, I'll be praying for you. Godspeed. I'm gone.